Hello to anyone watching. This video today is actually a bit of a bummer to make because it is a buyer beware type of video. And first and foremost, I want to make sure you know that this is not a buyer beware about this particular make and model. This is the Buck 0847 Vantage Force Pro. And again, no issues with this knife at all by design. It's not a bad review. This is a buyer beware just about the method of purchasing it on the secondary market and the experience that I had because, when you do buy a knife on eBay or get it in a trade or on a forum, there are a lot of variables that can happen, and unfortunately, I got a lemon. So I'm just going to go over what happened with me, and hopefully it'll give you a little bit of background for if and when you're ever purchasing a knife this way. So I'd been chasing this knife for a while, trying to find the best deal. I was looking for this or either the regular Vantage Pro, which is also an S30V, but doesn't have the blue and black G10. It's just a different handle scale. And this knife regularly sells for about $75. You can see it up to $80, sometimes as low as $70. And I saw one listed on eBay from a reputable dealer, someone with over 100,000 positive transactions, and it was listed as brand new for $39. And I took a chance, even though I was a little bit suspicious. I took a chance and made the purchase, and it came in the other day, and it is definitely not brand new. And if it is brand new, there are some big issues. All right, so maybe you can see from here, there's a nick in the blade, in the edge, right where my middle finger is. I'll try to focus on that in just a minute. But just looking at the blade, when I unboxed it, I was like, this does not look new. I mean, you look when the light hits it the right way, it looks like, the coating is already worn off a little bit. Up here on top, the liner looks like there's like an indent in it. It just, looks like it was dropped or something. You can see it pretty well right there. There's like a big scratch. And unfortunately, I'm never going to be able to review this knife now because I don't know what actually could have come from the factory and what happened before the knife got to me. Because my suspicion is that this knife was purchased by someone, used once or twice, messed up, and then returned, and now it's being resold again as new. And I'm going to try to bring in a piece of paper right now to zoom in on that nick if I can. You can see it right there. I mean, it's pretty substantial. It looks like someone might have tried to cut some wire or something. Whenever I've nicked a knife like that, it's not really focusing as well as I want it to. But, anytime I've ever put a chip in a knife like this, it's because I've been cutting and hit solid metal or something. There we go. I mean, that's pretty good. You can see, that definitely shouldn't be there. And with S30V blade steel and the heat treat that they have, that shouldn't be easy to do. So I'm not exactly sure what the problem was. And if it did come from Buck, from the factory like this, then that's another major issue. But I have a very hard time believing that that's the case. And especially when you take into account that the knife cost $39, it was listed as new. It's very suspicious when there's a defect with it. It seems like that's just something that should have been told to me, because it makes me think that the seller knew that there was a problem with it, but it certainly wasn't listed that way. And on eBay, where I bought this, the photo on it was a stock photo. It wasn't the actual photo of the knife. So again, there's some red flags there. So whenever you're purchasing a knife on eBay or anywhere on the secondary market, you just have to be aware of these things because they do happen, and you get put in a situation where either now I return it, and miss out on what I thought was a great deal, or I have to spend an afternoon sharpening the crap out of this, which is what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to keep it. And, I was planning on having this knife as a user blade with really good quality materials, and I can still definitely achieve that with this knife. No worries, but it is irritating and frustrating to make that purchase and be really excited about it and then be let down immediately when the knife comes out of the box. So So again, that's really just my experience with the whole transaction. Hopefully you got some background and hopefully a better understanding. So when you make purchases, maybe avoid the really big purchases on eBay and stick to the budget knives. I'm not sure. I mean, it's all up to you, but these things do happen. One last thing I will say is that I really like the knife so far, just in terms of the ergonomics and just the blade shape. I think it's going to be a fantastic addition to my EDC once I get it all worked out and get these issues ironed out. I'm excited to have it still. So, I mean, that sort of says a lot when you have a knife like this and it's beat up in the way that it is, and I'm still excited about it. But I am bummed that the whole thing happened. So, again, wanted to share it with you. And thank you very much for watching. Any questions, comments, complaints, suggestions? If you've had any similar experiences, definitely let me know in the comments down below. And if you've had any experiences with this knife in particular, because I'd love to have that kind of foresight, or that kind of background. That'd be great to know. So let me know in the comments down below. But again, I appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll talk again soon. Have a good one.